Do you want to successfully complete the WGU D202 Objective Assessment for Human Growth and Development course? Then you're in the right place. Our website provides a list of questions and answers with an emphasis on preparing for your success in the Human Growth and Development D202 course. In this video, we will cover questions from pregnancy and delivery, postpartum period, infant development, genetics and development, brain development and reflexes. So, let's get started. 1. What is the embryonic period? A. First trimester of pregnancy. B. Weeks 3, 8 of pregnancy. C. Last month of pregnancy. D. From conception to birth. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Weeks 3, 8 of pregnancy. Explanation. The embryonic period refers to the time from the 3rd to the 8th week of pregnancy, during which the placenta begins to form and brain development initiates. 2. What is the fetal period? A. From conception to birth. B. Weeks 3, 8 of pregnancy. C. From the end of the embryonic period until birth. D. From the 2nd trimester to delivery. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. From the end of the embryonic period until birth. Explanation. The fetal period starts from the 9th week and continues until birth, focusing on growth and viability around 24 weeks. 3. What influences sexual orientation? A. Education and upbringing. B. Birth order, hormones and genetics. C. Cultural norms and media. D. Peer influence and life experiences. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Birth order, hormones and genetics. Explanation. Research suggests that sexual orientation can be influenced by biological factors such as genetics, hormonal levels, and even birth order. 4. What are some maternal factors that can affect fetal development? A. Exercise and diet. B. Genetics only. C. Age, environmental teratogens, diabetes and stress. D. Breastfeeding and lifestyle. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Age, environmental teratogens, diabetes and stress. Explanation. Maternal factors such as age, exposure to harmful substances, pre-existing conditions like diabetes, and stress levels can significantly impact fetal development. 5. What are some risks during pregnancy? A. Hypertension and anxiety. B. Ectopic pregnancy, preeclampsia, and spontaneous abortion. C. Weight gain and food cravings. D. Morning sickness and mood swings. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Ectopic pregnancy, preeclampsia, and spontaneous abortion. Explanation. Serious risks during pregnancy include ectopic pregnancies, where the embryo implants outside the uterus, preeclampsia, and the possibility of miscarriage. 6. How many stages are there in labor for vaginal delivery? A. 2. B. 4. C. 3. D. 5. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. 3. Explanation. Vaginal delivery has 3 stages: dilation, delivery of the baby, and delivery of the placenta. 7. What are the other types of delivery? A. Induced and cesarean. B. Water birth and natural birth. C. Breech and transverse deliveries. D. Epidural and unmedicated deliveries. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. A. Induced and cesarean. Explanation. Besides vaginal birth, deliveries can be induced using medical interventions or through a cesarean section. 8. What is the 𝗏𝗂𝗊 score? A. A score for evaluating maternal health. B. A test for fetal well-being. C. An assessment of the newborn's physical condition. D. A scale for measuring pregnancy complications. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. An assessment of the newborn's physical condition. Explanation. The 𝗏𝗂𝗊 score evaluates a newborn's heart rate, muscle tone, reflexes, and other factors to determine their physical health shortly after birth. 9. What is NBAS? A. Neonatal Behavioral Assessment Scale. B. Neonatal Birth Alert System. C. Newborn Biological Assessment Scale. D. Newborn Basic Activity Survey. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. Neonatal Behavioral Assessment Scale. Explanation. The NBAS is used to assess newborns' behavior, including their motor skills and interactional capabilities. 10. When does the postpartum phase begin and end? A. Begins after birth and ends 3 months later. B. Begins before birth and ends after the baby starts eating solids. C. Begins after birth and ends when the mother's body returns to pre-pregnancy form. D. Starts at birth and continues until the child starts walking. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. Begins after birth and ends when the mother's body returns to pre-pregnancy form. Explanation. The postpartum phase starts right after birth and lasts until the mother's body fully recovers to its pre-pregnancy state. 11. What are maternal worries in the postpartum phase? A. Anxiety about the child's education. B. Concerns about breastfeeding techniques. C. The mother's needs and new responsibilities. D. Fear of social isolation. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. The mother's needs and new responsibilities. Explanation. New mothers often experience concerns regarding their own well-being and taking on new responsibilities during the postpartum phase. 12. What is postpartum anxiety? A. Feelings of sadness after childbirth. B. Elevated sense of worry about the infant following childbirth. C. A type of depression. D. A hormonal imbalance. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Elevated sense of worry about the infant following childbirth. Explanation. Postpartum anxiety is characterized by heightened worry about the newborn, often related to the baby's health and care. 13. What is postpartum depression? A. Elevated sense of joy following childbirth. B. Anxiety about breastfeeding. C. Unusual sadness occurring after childbirth. D. Normal emotional adjustment. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Unusual sadness occurring after childbirth. Explanation: postpartum depression involves persistent sadness and emotional difficulty following childbirth, often requiring medical support. 14. What is postpartum psychosis? A. Extreme form of postpartum depression. B. A severe mental illness occurring after childbirth. C. A mild form of anxiety after childbirth. D. Normal postpartum emotional fluctuations. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer: B. A severe mental illness occurring after childbirth. Explanation: postpartum psychosis is a rare and severe mental illness that can occur in new mothers after childbirth and requires immediate medical attention. 15. Why should new mothers seek medical assistance for postpartum anxiety? A. To prevent it from developing into postpartum depression. B. To improve breastfeeding skills. C. To maintain a consistent diet. D. To enhance sleep quality. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer: A. To prevent it from developing into postpartum depression. Explanation: seeking medical assistance for postpartum anxiety is important to address elevated worries and avoid further emotional complications, such as postpartum depression. 16. What is physical growth? A. Decrease in height and weight in toddlers. B. Increase in body size and organ size in babies. C. Emotional development in infants. D. Growth of brain neurons only. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer: B. Increase in body size and organ size in babies. Explanation: physical growth refers to the increase in body and organ size in babies as they develop during infancy and early childhood. 17. What does physical development aid in? A. Learning to walk. B. Maintenance of healthy weight, strong bones, muscles, and heart. C. Learning to talk. D. Cognitive development. Do you know the answer? Correct answer: B. Maintenance of healthy weight, strong bones, muscles, and heart. Explanation: physical development helps in maintaining a healthy weight and strengthening bones, muscles, and the heart in children. 18. What is motor development? A. Emotional development. B. Strengthening of bones and muscles. C. Ability to think logically. D. Development of fine motor skills only. Do you know the answer? Correct answer: B. Strengthening of bones and muscles. Explanation: motorous development refers to the growth and strengthening of bones and muscles in children, helping them acquire movement skills. 19. What do gross motor skills focus on? A. Small muscle movements. B. Large muscle groups controlling head, torso, arms, and legs. C. Mental skills. D. Coordination of fine motor skills. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer: B. Large muscle groups controlling head, torso, arms, and legs. Explanation: gross motor skills involve the control of large muscle groups, which are responsible for movements like walking, jumping, and balancing. 20. What is the cephalocaudal path of development? A. Development from the toes to the head. B. Development that proceeds from head to tail. C. Random development of motor skills. D. development that starts from the arms and moves to the legs. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Development that proceeds from head to tail. Explanation. 𝗬𝗲𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗱 development describes growth that begins at the head and moves downward toward the tail or lower parts of the body. 21. What is the proximo-distal path of development? A. Development that proceeds from the feet to the head. B. Development that proceeds from the head to the arms. C. Development that proceeds from the midline outward. D. Development that moves randomly. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. C. Development that proceeds from the midline outward. Explanation. Proximo-distal development refers to the pattern where growth and development start from the central parts of the body and move outward toward the limbs. 22. What is sensory development? A. Emotional growth. B. Cognitive skills enhancement. C. Processes used to take in information from the environment. D. Ability to learn languages. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. Processes used to take in information from the environment. Explanation. Sensory development refers to the way infants and children process sensory information such as sight, sound, touch, and taste from their surroundings. 23. How can sensory processes be affected? A. By the infant's developing motor abilities. B. By the parent's mood. C. By the level of noise in the environment. D. By the child's sleep patterns. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. A. By the infant's developing motor abilities. Explanation. Sensory processes can be impacted by the development of motor skills, as these abilities enable children to explore and interact with their environment. 24. Why is nutrition important for health and development? A. It helps children sleep better. B. It enhances physical appearance. C. It is related to improved infant, child, and maternal health and stronger immune systems. D. It improves cognitive development only. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. It is related to improved infant, child, and maternal health and stronger immune systems. Explanation. Proper nutrition supports overall health and development, including stronger immune systems, which are vital for infants, children, and mothers. 25. What is 𝗂𝗂𝗊𝗀𝗀𝗱? A. A genetic condition. B. A disease caused by protein deficiency. C. A type of growth disorder. D. A condition related to excess weight gain. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. A disease caused by protein deficiency. Explanation. 𝗂𝗂𝗊𝗀𝗀𝗱 is a form of malnutrition caused by a severe deficiency in dietary protein, commonly affecting children after the birth of a sibling when breastfeeding stops. 26. When does 𝗂𝗂𝗊𝗀𝗀𝗱 often occur? A. Before birth. B. After the birth of another sibling. C. During adolescence. D. In early adulthood. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. After the birth of another sibling. Explanation. 𝗂𝗂𝗊𝗀𝗀𝗱 typically occurs after the birth of another sibling, as the older child is weaned off breast milk, leading to protein deficiency. 27. What are genes? A. Environmental influences on behavior. B. Inherited building blocks that determine development. C. Proteins that regulate immune responses. D. External factors affecting child growth. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Inherited building blocks that determine development. Explanation. Genes are inherited units of DNA that serve as the building blocks that determine physical and behavioral traits during development. 28. What is mitosis? A. The process of cell division that produces 4 cells. B. Nucleus makes a copy of chromosomes and splits into 2 cells. C. The process by which genes are inherited. D. The formation of new genetic combinations. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Nucleus makes a copy of chromosomes and splits into 2 cells. Explanation. Mitosis is the process where a single cell divides into 2 identical cells, each containing the same number of chromosomes. 29. What happens in meiosis? A. Chromosomes divide once to produce 2 cells. B. Chromosomes duplicate and divide twice, resulting in 4 cells. C. Genetic material is transferred from one parent only. D. Chromosomes remain constant. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Chromosomes duplicate and divide twice, resulting in 4 cells. Explanation. Meiosis is a special type of cell division that produces 4 cells, each with half the number of chromosomes, essential for sexual reproduction. 30. What is genotype? A. The sum total of inherited genes. B. Physical traits that are expressed. C. Environmental factors influencing genetics. D. A mutation in the DNA. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. A. The sum total of inherited genes. Explanation. Genotype refers to the complete set of genetic information inherited from an individual's parents. Struggling with your WGU exams? We've all been there. Welcome to OAExams.com, your ultimate resource for WGU success. Find over 15,000 plus questions and answers. Join our thriving community of over 10,000 active WGU students and an impressive 100% success rate with our premium exam support. Visit OAExams.com today and take the first step toward guaranteed success. 31. What is phenotype? A. Sum of all genes inherited. B. Features that are expressed. C. The effect of environmental factors on genetics. D. A genetic mutation. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Features that are expressed. Explanation. Phenotype is the set of observable characteristics or traits that result from the interaction of an individual's genotype with the environment. 32. What are dominant genes? A. Genes that express themselves only when paired with a similar gene. B. Genes that are inherited from both parents. C. Genes that express themselves in the phenotype. D. Genes that do not affect development. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. Genes that express themselves in the phenotype. Explanation. Dominant genes are those that express their traits in the phenotype, even when only one copy is inherited from one parent. 33. What are recessive genes? A. Genes that express themselves in the phenotype. B. Genes that express themselves only when paired with a similar gene. C. Genes that are always active. D. Genes that can never be expressed. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Genes that express themselves only when paired with a similar gene. Explanation. Recessive genes require 2 copies, one from each parent, to express their traits in the phenotype. 34. What disorders are linked to genetics? A. Malaria and tuberculosis. B. Sickle cell disease, Tay-Sachs disease, Tourette's syndrome, Fragile X syndrome, hemophilia. C. Influenza and bronchitis. D. Diabetes and hypertension. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Sickle cell disease, Tay-Sachs disease, Tourette's syndrome, Fragile X syndrome, hemophilia. Explanation. These disorders are linked to specific genetic mutations and are inherited from one or both parents. 35. What is a chromosomal abnormality? A. An error in the number of chromosomes inherited. B. A minor change in the DNA sequence. C. An infection that affects the chromosomes. D. A mutation in the cells that affects the immune system. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. A. An error in the number of chromosomes inherited. Explanation. Chromosomal abnormalities occur when an individual inherits too many or too few chromosomes, leading to various developmental and health issues. 36. What are teratogens? A. Genetic disorders passed from parents to offspring. B. Environmental factors that can cause disorders in infants. C. Beneficial substances that support fetal growth. D. Chromosomal abnormalities. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Environmental factors that can cause disorders in infants. Explanation. Teratogens are substances or environmental factors that can cause birth defects or developmental problems during pregnancy. 37. What are examples of teratogens? A. Vaccinations and vitamins. B. Smoking, binge drinking, mercury exposure, rubella. C. Fruits and vegetables. D. Exercise and healthy diets. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. Smoking, binge drinking, mercury exposure, rubella. Explanation. Teratogens like smoking, alcohol consumption, exposure to mercury, and certain diseases such as rubella can lead to serious developmental issues in a fetus. 38. What is synaptogenesis? A. The process of eliminating unnecessary synapses. B. Rapid growth of synapses in the brain. C. The decline of brain function over time. D. Formation of muscle tissues. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. Rapid growth of synapses in the brain. Explanation. Synaptogenesis refers to the rapid creation of connections between neurons, which is particularly active during early brain development. 39. What is synaptic pruning? A. The strengthening of neuron connections. B. The growth of new synapses. C. The elimination of unnecessary synapses. D. The loss of brain function. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. the elimination of unnecessary synapses. Explanation. Synaptic pruning is the process by which the brain eliminates excess or unused synaptic connections, allowing for more efficient neural functioning. 40. What is neuroplasticity? A. Brain's ability to change and adapt. B. Decline in brain function. C. Synaptic pruning in older adults. D. A condition that affects brain development. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. A. Brain's ability to change and adapt. Explanation. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's capacity to change and adapt in response to experience, learning, or injury. 41. Where does most neural activity occur in the infant brain? A. Brainstem. B. Cortex. C. Cerebellum. D. Hippocampus. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Cortex. Explanation. Most neural activity in the infant brain takes place in the cortex, which is responsible for higher-order brain functions such as cognition, perception, and movement. 42. How many hemispheres does the brain cortex have? A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. D. 4. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. 2. Explanation. The brain's cortex is divided into two hemispheres, each responsible for different functions, but also working together to control the body. 43. How many lobes are in each hemisphere of the brain? A. 2. B. 4. C. 6. D. 8. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. B. 4. Explanation. Each hemisphere of the brain has 4 lobes: frontal, parietal, occipital, and temporal, each associated with different functions. 44. What are the folds separating the lobes called? A. Synapses. B. Gyri. C. Fissures. D. Neurons. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. Fissures. Explanation. Fissures are deep grooves or folds in the brain that separate the different lobes within each hemisphere. 45. What is the average amount of sleep for a newborn? A. 12 hours. B. 8 hours. C. 16.5 hours per 24-hour period. D. 10 hours. Can you guess the answer? Correct answer. C. 16.5 hours per 24-hour period. Explanation. Newborns typically sleep around 16.5 hours per day, which is essential for their rapid growth and brain development. 46. What percentage of sleep time do newborns spend in the REM phase? A. 20%. B. 50%. C. 75%. D. 30%. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. B. 50%. Explanation. Newborns spend about 50% of their sleep time in the REM, rapid eye movement phase, which is important for brain development. 47. What are the grasping and stepping reflexes eventually replaced by? A. Gross motor skills. B. Fine motor skills. C. More voluntary behaviors. D. Sensory processing. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. C. More voluntary behaviors. Explanation. The grasping and stepping reflexes seen in newborns eventually develop into more voluntary motor behaviors as the child grows. 48. Which reflexes disappear within the first few months of life? A. Eye blink and swallowing reflexes. B. Grasping and stepping reflexes. C. Sneezing and coughing reflexes. D. Yawning and stretching reflexes. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Grasping and stepping reflexes. Explanation. The grasping and stepping reflexes are common in newborns, but typically disappear within the first few months of life as motor skills develop. 49. Which reflexes remain and serve important functions? A. Eye blink, swallowing, sneezing. B. Grasping and stepping reflexes. C. Crawling, reflex. D. Rooting reflex. What do you think is the answer? Correct answer. A. Eye blink, swallowing, sneezing. Explanation. Reflexes such as eye blinking, swallowing, and sneezing are essential for survival and remain throughout life. 50. What is the pincer grasp? A. Ability to grasp an object using the entire hand. B. Ability to grasp an object using the forefinger and thumb. C. Reflex that causes a baby to hold onto a finger. D. Ability to grasp an object with only the palm. Do you know the answer? Correct answer. B. Ability to grasp an object using the forefinger and thumb. Explanation. The pincer grasp is a fine motor skill where an infant uses the thumb and forefinger to pick up small objects, typically developing around 9-12 months. You've reached the end of our first question set. For the complete exam preparation experience, visit us at OAExams.com, where you'll find thousands more practice questions and comprehensive study guides. Thanks for studying with us today. See you in the next video.